Hi, welcome. I'm Diana McCall. Kundalini Yoga is a technology. It's a set of tools that, when practiced daily, will increase your mental focus, your physical health, and your spiritual awareness. This is an opportunity for you to build a sadhana. Sadhana literally means, it's a Sanskrit word that translates to a means to accomplish something. So whatever that is in your life, this practice becomes a vehicle for that. When we practice sadhana, we're investing in ourselves for ourselves. And that's a beautiful thing to give to yourself. I recommend that you practice every day at the same time of the day. And for some of us, that might not be early hours of the morning, but I invite you to try it because it is a really, really special time of the day to practice. Even if you're not a morning person, just giving it a try for even 7 days and seeing what your day is like, seeing what your experience of your life is like through that. When we practice in the early morning hours, the wall between our conscious self and our subconscious self is thinner. And so the impact of our practice goes much, much deeper. So how do you get started practicing at home? Well, it's a really good idea to create your personal practice space so that every morning you get up and you look forward to going to that space in your home, even if it's just the smallest little spot where just your yoga mat and you fit, but making sure that it's clean and welcoming and ready for you to practice. And if you're going to practice in the morning, then I definitely recommend setting out the night before what you're going to wear. So again, you're just waking up and you're ready for your practice. A great way to get started in the morning, and this may sound crazy, but it's incredible, is to start with a cold shower. It's incredibly strengthening for your immune system, and you get some sesame oil or some almond oil, and you rub that on your body all over, and then you step into that cold shower, and you step out, and you massage yourself again, and you step in, and you do that a few times until your whole body feels really actually warmed up by the self-massage and by you creating this shield from the cold, and you'll feel incredibly invigorated and ready to start your practice. Another way that you can start your day is by using a neti pot. That's a great way to clear your sinuses so that you can have a really powerful breath and pranayama practice. And then another simple option, you can choose one or all of these, is to simply drink a tall glass of water. It's nice if it's a little bit warm or room temperature, so maybe you've poured it the night before, and maybe you put in a squeeze of lemon because that helps to cleanse and flush your liver. So that's how you get started and get ready to do your practice. Every time that we sit on our mat and we practice a Kundalini Yoga Kriya, and Kriya means a specific sequence of postures, and these practices that you're learning in these 7 Kriyas have been handed down from teacher to teacher to teacher for centuries. The wisdom of these practices is very, very old. And we come together and we always tune in with the Adi mantra, A-D-I mantra. And the words are Ong, O-N-G, Namo, N-A-M-O, Guru, G-U-R-U, Dev, D-E-V, Namo. And it means I bow, Ong, I is creative wisdom, divine consciousness, and Namo is I bow. And Guru is that which brings light out of darkness. And Dev is teacher, wise one, or deity. And so again, we're bowing to that which brings light out of darkness. We're bowing to that golden chain of teachers that brings us to this moment. And so I'm going to demonstrate what that sounds like. And when I'm chanting this mantra, I'm sending the sound, the vibration of Ong, up into my nasal cavity so it vibrates the entire region of my pineal gland, also known as my third eye. And for me, after so many years now of chanting this mantra, nearly 20 years of weekly, sometimes daily practicing, it just feels like it cleans my whole mind and my body and sets me up with this empty vessel for my practice. So we take our hands and we rub them gently together. And we place them at our sternum where we can feel the vibration of our voice. And we press our palms together such that our spine lengthens. Your shoulder blades will draw down your spine, your sternum lifts, and your heart lifts. And you bring your chin slightly back. And then close your eyes and you bring your attention right here behind the space of your forehead to the pineal gland. And then inhale deeply. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Before we begin a class, we chant that mantra just like that 3 times, and that prepares us for our practice. As I'm chanting that, I'm not taking a breath. If you have to, you can take a breath between Ong Namo. You can take an inhale right there, and then finish with Gurudev Namo. But ideally, you're inhaling deeply and chanting the whole mantra on one breath. Some other terms that you might hear as we practice together these 7 kriyas is breath of fire. Breath of fire is equal inhale, equal exhale through the nose, so the lips are closed, and you're pumping the navel. So the inhale is actually passive and the exhale is active. So I'm bringing my navel to my spine and exhaling and then relaxing my navel to allow breath to come in. So it looks like this. It's a really powerful, really cleansing and detoxifying breath that helps to stimulate the digestive fire within us and to bring a lot of powerful oxygenation to the whole body. If you've never practiced breath of fire before, then I recommend that you start slowly and gently, like so. Over time, your muscles and your body will fall in and you'll be able to pick up the pace and increase the movement of your belly. And if at any time when we're practicing these 7 kriyas, and I invite you to do breath of fire, you feel nauseous or lightheaded, then stop the breath and breathe long and deep. Take a few deep breaths in and equal breaths out until the nausea passes, and then join back in with breath of fire slowly. The other time that breath of fire is contraindicated is if you're on the first 3 days of your moon cycle or menstruation, or if you're pregnant. So then you don't do breath of fire at all, and then you do long, deep breathing. And so you'll hear me say that a lot too, to encourage you to breathe long and deep. And by that, I mean that you're taking at least 4 seconds to bring the breath into your belly. So you're really pressing the diaphragm down so that the belly expands. And then you're taking an equal amount of time, again, at least 4 seconds, to bring the belly to the spine and fully, completely take all the air out of your body. Over time, as your skill with pranayama increases, you'll be able to slow that breath down to 8 or 12 or more even on the inhale, and then an equal count on the exhale. So just start with 4, and then over time, build up and lengthen the inhale, and always make the exhale equal to that inhale, unless otherwise indicated in the kriya. Some other terms you'll hear are mula bandha or mul band, also known as root lock. And this is where I'll invite you, sometimes at the end of a meditation or at the end of a posture, to gently pull up on the rectum and the sex organs, pulling them into your body cavity and then gently pulling the navel to the spine. And what this does is it seals the energy and the uplifting effects of the meditation or the posture that you've just finished. And over time, your ability to apply Mula Bandha will increase. And sometimes you'll even be applying Mula Bandha while you're breathing. And the organs that we use for breathing are different from Mula Bandha. And it's similar maybe if you've ever been asked to apply a Kegel or do a Kegel. But you add the navel point in with that. You won't hear this one as often, but sometimes you'll be asked to apply Uddiyana Bandha, and that's where you fly the diaphragm up into the rib cage. And this one has a really powerful effect on strengthening the digestive system and also opening the heart so that energy can flow more readily into our hearts and allow us to be more sensitive, more compassionate, more kind. And so when you're asked to apply Uddiyana Bandha, or sometimes you'll be asked to apply all of the locks, and I'll explain the third one in a moment, this is one of them. And what you do is you only apply this one when the breath is held out. So you exhale all the breath out, and then you fly the diaphragm up into the rib cage, and you're sitting up nice and straight and tall, sternum lifted, chin gently tucked. So it looks like this. When you're done, you relax the breath with an inhale slowly, and you only ever hold Uddiyana Bandha out as long as you can without straining. So initially it might just be for 5 to 10 seconds, and then eventually you can build up to about 60 seconds. And then the final lock that I might invite you to pull or apply is Jalandhara Bandha. And so I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this better. But you're lengthening the back of the neck, and you're lifting through the sternum, shoulder blades are down, and then you're gently tucking the chin ever so slightly, drawing the jawbones back towards the shoulders. The face is relaxed, the head is relaxed. So the difference would be just relaxed, sitting neutral, and then gently pulling the jaw back so that I'm lengthening through the back of the spine. And so you'll want to apply Jalandhara Bandha in a number of our postures, and even when you're tuning in or when you're sitting in a meditative posture, it's one that you'll want to come into. And the beauty of that is that it helps to open up the energy, the movement of energy into the higher centers of our brain, and it actually increases our ability to focus and thus to meditate. And then finally, I invite you to modify as you need to in your home practice. So I'm sitting on a blanket right now, and as you'll notice, my hips are nicely relaxed into the floor. And so, and my knees are nicely relaxed into the floor with my hips slightly raised. And so if you find that your knees are at all tender, or your hips or your lower back are feeling any sort of tension or tenderness, try using a blanket or two, a towel rolled up, really anything in your home that could give you a little bit of a prop up is great to use to help with that. And then throughout the practices, I'll invite and offer modifications as needed, because it's really, really important that throughout this home practice that you listen to your body and listen to its wisdom and always honor it. So there's no reason to push yourself beyond your feeling of tenderness or any sort of limitation. That's a good message from your body to caretake it. And with that, you will build a deep trust in your body's wisdom. And it will learn to heal itself and gradually progress and strengthen as you dive deeper and deeper into this experience. I wish you the best on this journey. I'm really excited to share it with you. Sat Nam.